In 2015, Fluvia launched her own lingerie and swimwear label. She has a book deal, is the face of a European fashion house, and spokesperson for a top South African plus-size brand. Born in Rio, now living in New York, modeling in Cape Town is where you'll find her most summers.
Fluvia, good to see you.
Good to see you too.
I could actually say welcome back home because you've been here often enough in South Africa.
It feels this way. It does feel. I feel that coming to South Africa, it feels so similar to Brazil.
Yes.
So I feel at home.
And do you think that also there's a similarity in the way that women look and celebrate their bodies here in South Africa?
Absolutely. I feel the similarities there, but we need a little bit more celebration.
Yes, I agree, because we need to celebrate all our feminine curves,
Absolutely.
which you do so well, particularly in what you're wearing today.
Thank
Tell me
you.
about your outfit.
I love bodycon dresses. I love showing my curves. I love a little touch of something flowy, feminine.
And the pleats are very in for summer, I know.
Yeah, and pastels. I love pastels.
Fluvia is a wine lover, which is why we met here at Cape Point Vineyards. Part of her body-positive message to fuller-figured women is to live your life, and encouraged by her parents, she's always done that.
Fluvia!
Hi!
I know models change quickly, but that is a new speed record.
Well, you said you had a surprise, so I figured, I should dress up for it.
I love it. This skirt, where did you actually get it from? Because it looks like it's got an African influence.
It does, doesn't it? It's one of the reasons why I love it. I found this at a vintage shop in Paris, and I love the fact that it does have the vintage look.
Now, I have to tell you that the surprise is something that I know you'll love. It's wine tasting.
Love it.
So the reserve that I'm showing to you today, I've seen it through since the start, right through to the end.
It's your baby.
bottling. It's my baby. I love the wine.
Oh,
We are also
awesome.
going to be tasting a 2016 Sauvignon Blanc, which we did this harvest. And I was also involved in the full process. So I really hope that you enjoy this wine.
Thanks so much.
Welcome.
Fluvia, you've been blessed with a long, very prosperous career in modeling, and it's already been going for over a decade.
Yeah, 14 years.
How did it all start for you?
Interesting story, I think. I was living in New York for a few years, and I was working as a nanny. And I got discovered on a bus in Manhattan. And magazine editor actually tapped me on the shoulder and asked me, "Mind telling me what size do you wear?" And I was like, "I beg your pardon?"
Which tips would you give women in terms of dressing their bodies beautifully?
The most important thing is always to be comfortable. So I think a lot of women are a bit paranoid about what size is in the tag of those jeans, and those are the things that only you see it. So I think it's more important for you to wear something that corresponds your measurements and respects your measurements, so it looks good on you. Those are the fundamental things that it's my guideline.
You are a very positive, confident person. Where do you think that stems from?
I think it's a combo of things. I think it's my nature. I often say I was born with the wires back to front maybe, but I've always been that way. I've always been that kind of, child and teenager to question where those determinations come from, in a sense of who is dictating how you should look or live your life. And I have never been bound to those things whatsoever.
At the nearby Glass Art Studio, we discussed Fluvia's message to young women to see themselves as unique works of art. Once established, many agencies offered her work. Like artist Maraya Imaha Forrest, they could see beauty in every shape.
Maraya, I recognize this pattern. Where have I seen it before?
Yes, it's the flower of life, which is source in terms of form. So it has all of our divine patterning that we were originally created within it.
Artist Frida Kahlo inspires Fluvia, so this was a treat.
Do I have a chance for a second career here?
Maraya demonstrated the art of making fused glass plates, and after time in the kiln, Joanne and Fluvia had their own custom-made pendants.
What are your hopes and your plans for yourself, for the future, and for your children?
Move to South Africa.
I'll support that.
She'll have one of these gorgeous pieces as a constant reminder.
Fluvia, this is such a beautiful representation of the flower that you are as well. You're such an inspiration, and thank you so much.
Thank you so
for
much.
spending the day with
Thank
us.
you.
Next stop, New York, Paris, and Greece, making women everywhere feel great about the figures they're in.